The plantar fascia is a tough fibrous ligament that runs along the bottom of the foot. It goes from the calcaneus here in the back of the foot up to the base of the toes, and it's responsible for helping the foot absorb the body's weight when we're standing and walking. The foot is an incredible structure because it can change from a very flexible state, which is great for standing on uneven surfaces, walking on uneven surfaces, balancing, and it can transform into a rigid lever for pushing off when we're walking or climbing. A big part of what allows that to happen is the plantar fascia, because like a hammock, it absorbs the passive body weight. Now, in addition to the plantar fascia, we have 4 discrete layers of muscle along the bottom of the foot that cross the toes, and they provide the active strength in the foot. And the plantar fascia is the passive stabilizer. It's the ligament of last resort. When those muscles are weak because we have not been active, there is more stress on the plantar fascia. And the challenge with that, like all musculoskeletal body systems, is it's only as strong as we've made it to be up to this point in time. So if we haven't been using our feet properly, then the muscles are going to be very weak, and that plantar fascia is going to be vulnerable to overload. So when we have a case of plantar fasciitis, we may see pain across the ligament itself, in certain spots of the ligament, or possibly where it attaches to that bone. Today, I'm going to show you a few of my favorite flexibility moves that are part of a more comprehensive treatment for plantar fasciitis. Let's jump right into it. The first couple are basic calf stretches. I have a flexible foot model here, which is great for demonstrating this next point. If you look at the structure of the foot, all of these joints are gliding joints, which means that they move against each other in multiple directions. This one's even flipped around backwards. Let's just correct that. Now, when we walk, we place the foot down and the lower leg travels over the top of it. And this is part of what locks the foot and makes it a strong lever. Now imagine the calf muscle, Achilles tendon, attaches right here on the calcaneus, and it goes up into the back of the lower leg. And if that muscle is tight, then this angle is going to be shortened just a little bit like that. And when we go to step, instead of having what we call ankle rocker, which is this, we instead rock a little, the calf locks in, and then the rest of that stress goes right into the foot. So for that reason, folks, we want to stretch the calf so that it is its proper length and it allows the foot to do what it needs to do. So let's stretch this 3 different ways. One, we're gonna use a stretch out strap. For my patients, I recommend finding a dog leash, or you could even use a rope. It doesn't have to be this fancy strap, but if you want a strap like this, you can find them. I'll leave a link for them in the description below. The next method we're gonna use this is called a pro stretch, and you just put your heel on one side and your foot on the other. And because of this rocker bottom, this is going to rock back, and it actually is effective. I've had this one for years. These are indestructible the way that most people are gonna use them. And they're pretty effective if you run tight in your body, and especially in your calves. It might be worth investing in something like this. And then the last method is the classic runner's calf stretch, leaning against a wall. It's important to do these twice a day and to spend enough time on them and to relax that you are starting to change the properties of that muscle. You're starting to make it longer. And the goal of your stretching is to improve the ability of your foot to have this ankle rocker. So the outcome that we are looking for is when you put your foot down to walk, you can feel your calf allowing your lower leg to travel further forward over your ankle before that calf gets tight and your ankle locks and you push off. And the last stretch we're gonna do is specific for that plantar fascia. Now, it's not always a good idea to stretch that depending upon the stage of healing. Think about it like this. If you have a cut, let's say it's a cut on your knuckle and it's fresh, it just happened. If you bend your finger a lot, you're gonna open that cut up, it's gonna bleed, it's gonna be painful, and it's not gonna heal as quickly. If your plantar fasciitis is fresh, if this is a new problem that's just happened, then maybe this stretch isn't gonna be the right thing for you. Wait till your tissues are a little bit more calmed down and healed. And one of the ways you'll know that is if you have less pain at rest. If your pain is constant and it's exquisitely sensitive to touch and you've got even some swelling in the bottom of your foot, don't do an aggressive stretch just yet. Wait until that's a little bit more healed. So the way this stretch works is we're going to wrap, this is a pillowcase, a bath towel works even better, but I don't have one here, so we're gonna use this. So we're gonna put our foot, basically we're gonna rest our foot on one side of this, and then we're gonna take this up and over the top of the foot and put a twist in it to make a nice little handle. And then we're going to pull this. And if I bring this closer, you may see that as we pull this, we're stretching through the toes. This is not supposed to look like that. This is the problem of a flexible foot model. We're going to stretch through the toes and the bottom of the foot. And so that is going to directly put some length through the plantar fascia on the bottom of the foot. Now for that plantar fascial stretch, rest your heel on one end of the towel or pillowcase. So this comes up and over like this. Cross the ends, cross them again, cross them a third time, make yourself a little handle, and then start to stretch. For frequency, we're gonna do twice a day and maybe a minute to 2 minutes at a time to get you started. And then from that point, figure out what feels best for you. You can increase or decrease that time a little bit. My advice is do not try to make your foot overly flexible. Try to make it strong. The stretch is to help your tissues heal. That's it. We're not really trying to change the body mechanics of your foot with this stretch. That's going to happen through strength. And hey, if you are interested in my favorite foot strengthening exercises, check out this video right here. I'm so glad you stopped by. I hope to see you again soon, and thanks for coming.